Just don't have kids. If you're not ready to sacrifice the rest of your life mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, do not have kids. Everybody comes up with all of this discord. But what they are leaving out is the fact that when you become a parent, life is no longer about you anymore. And miss me with the bullshit that children don't stop anything or they don't come in the way of stuff. Yes, they do. If you are even a fraction of a decent parent, at some point your child or your children is going to come in front of your direct need or desire. They are. It is what it is. And that's what you need to know. Unless you are ready to sacrifice your life for another human being, do not have children. I don't care if you find a man, you find a woman, y'all get married, y'all get the house and the white picket fixed. I don't give a damn. Just don't do it.
Hey guys, my name is Lindy and welcome back to my channel. So today we will be talking about TikTok moms. TikTok moms you have called and we are answering, right? So I've been seeing tons and tons of videos of, number one, TikTok moms who don't hate their kids but regret having kids. Number two, TikTok ladies who have kids who are just like, dear women who are in their 20s, do not have kids. This is what we go through, husband or not. And I'm just like, okay. I actually, when I hear older women speak to us as younger women, I know that most of the times it doesn't come from a place of jealousy or bitterness, but it's more of, this is what I've learned. And I made a similar video on my TikTok about the strict rules that I now live by as a 28-year-old young woman. And as you grow, most of the times you become wiser. There are those fools that just never grow, you guys, but anyway. But as you grow, you become wiser. And you have more experience when it comes to life in general. So I definitely decided to, okay, let me just think about everything that's been said and just give my own perspective as a young woman who's in her 20s as well, who's unmarried, childless, still trying to figure myself out financially, business-wise, and everything else. So point number one, is having kids for everyone? My answer is no. Some people enjoy a life of being selfish, and selfish is not always in a bad sense, Selfish sometimes just means that you love prioritizing yourself. You love putting yourself first. You love the fact that when you get money, the first thing that you think about is, I want to do my hair, I want to do my nails, I want to go out. And honestly, I'm in that era of my life, like, of being selfish. And being selfish, it doesn't mean that I don't help anybody, but it just means that I am prioritizing myself. I've left my family in South Africa to live in Indonesia, and that is a selfish act. I'm putting myself first, but then I know that it's for the best. Financially and business-wise, I have a lot of plans, and this makes sense for me to try to live in a foreign country, try to save more, make more money, right? So the answer is no, not everybody should have kids. And also, I know some people who have children who don't really care about them, who don't take care of them, and I'm like, you should have chose the child-free life, But then we have tons of options. It's the birth control, it's the condoms, it's the pregnancy termination. But then, because of religious belief, cultural beliefs, a lot of women are scared of being open, like, I am sexually active and I do want to take precaution. There's a lot of shame around young women being sexually active. So this is why a lot of young women sometimes don't even have access to birth control, or are scared to get birth control, are scared to terminate their pregnancies, okay? And obviously, pregnancy termination depends on the country that you're in. Some countries allow it, some countries don't allow it, but it is basic health care that I think every country should offer women, right? And secondly, I've seen the response of young women. Most young women absolutely agree with the not having kids is normal, doesn't make you less of a woman. But then there are those young women that feel like older women are trying to rob them of what they've always desired, which is being a wife and a mom. And you know, one thing I've learned about life, sometimes what you feel like you've always desired is not really good or for you. Okay? So some young women feel like it's just coming from a place of bitterness, you know. And honestly, for me, whether you're a millionaire or not, having children is emotionally draining, financially draining. You know, and having kids is not just about money, which is something that a lot of people don't think about. It's not just about money. You need to be physically there. Emotionally, you need to be emotionally supportive to those kids. If you're someone that suffers with depression, anxiety, like I've got anxiety, if you're someone that struggles with depression, anxiety, and you are not treating that, you're not taking care of yourself, like mentally, and you're bringing a child into that picture, what's going to happen? You are going to be emotionally abusive to that child. You are going to neglect that child because you haven't dealt with your issues. So for me, in conclusion, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have kids, and there's nothing wrong with not wanting to have kids, but be very hard on yourself. Self-introspection, number one. Do you have the money? Can you provide a stable home? Is the father going to be in the picture? Is he supportive right now? How does he treat you right now? Because the father of your child, because if your boyfriend or your husband is not treating you well, he's not going to treat you any better simply because there's a baby involved. So the man in your life, married or not, how does he treat you? And what are the chances of him being there for you when the baby's there, if he's not there for you now? And thirdly, mentally, emotionally, have you healed from your traumas? Have you healed from the things that you suffered from when you were a child? Angry parents raise angry kids because you have unresolved trauma, anger from your past, and now you're constantly shouting at your child. You're constantly belittling your child. Oh, you're so stupid, for silly child mistakes. And the lack of patience as well. When you haven't dealt with your traumas as a parent, you become a very impatient parent. You're just so irritated, and like, kids need to learn everything because they are kids. You can't be this impatient parent who's forever shouting. And you know, most of us have experienced the angry parents, the impatient parents. And it's not nice when you're a child and you're dealing with an adult that is severely traumatized and has not dealt with the traumas, and now hurting you emotionally, hurting you physically. So honestly, I don't discourage people. I just believe in pro-choice. Do whatever you want, but be very aware of where you are mentally, emotionally, financially, okay? So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Please tell me what you think below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.